Yes, we are here on the treadmill, getting a treadmill workout in after I just did some weight training down in the Iron Paradise. As you guys can see, that is where I was, and that is where I was currently getting a chest workout in. But I will say this. For everybody talking about the UFC, right? The UFC is getting rid of pay-per-views, and they're going to be on Paramount Plus, and this is happening in 2026. Basically, they're saying no more pay-per-view fights. So whatever Paramount Plus is, what, $10 a month, you're going to be able to watch every single UFC fight, big fights, small fights. They also say a lot of the fights are going to be on CBS television. So again, when you want to watch fights, you don't want to pay for them. And the problem for a lot of people is they stopped watching because the pay-per-views became ridiculous, $79.99. And again, why would you pay for fights when you could get the fights for free, right? And it's always been something that I've never understood. How come I can sit there and there's a baseball game going on right there in the TV, and there's sports over there, and it's all through a ad revenue situation, right? They have commercials, right? And when it comes to the UFC, they've never had basically free fights on TV, and a lot of casual fans don't watch, or a lot of people don't tune into UFC because they don't understand it. Because if you're a casual or you're a person that doesn't really watch fights, you're not going to tune in to something where you're paying $30 a month or $75 for pay-per-view on top of an ESPN Plus account, right? That's not going to happen. So for the UFC to come out and say, hey, we're going to do free fights, no more pay-per-views, at least here in the US, because there's a lot of countries, like in Europe and like New Zealand, they don't even do pay-per-views. They just tune in night after night and watch the fights. And here in the US, they're going to stop doing the fights. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're talking about the UFC. And my take on this is, guys, that the UFC is going to stop with their pay-per-views, which is good. It's going to bring more casual people into watching the fights, because everybody's going to be able to sit back and watch a fight that they might not never watched before, right? It's not going to be like Conor McGregor and whatnot, but it's still going to give you fights like maybe John Jones will fight, and you guys are going to be able to see that instead of just trying to get an illegal stream. Maybe it's a way to help stop illegal streaming. I don't know. But again, they need to do this to push the sport. If you're looking at like regular sports, why is baseball on every TV channel, right? Why do people tune in week in and week out to watch basketball, baseball, hockey, all those sports? Because they're on national TV. You wouldn't tune in to watch football games if you had to pay $70 every time your team wanted to play. You wouldn't watch it. You'd go, fuck that, I ain't watching that. So the people that are tuning in to watch MMA fights, like myself, we don't want to have to pay for an app and then pay for a pay-per-view price, right? So that's why ESPN was so messed up, because you're already paying like $12 a month, then you were paying the $70 for the pay-per-view. Not acceptable. So as a casual fan, I'll say for the casual fans, they're going to now be able to tune into the fights and maybe become a hardcore fan, because they're going to be able to actually watch the fights on Paramount Plus, which most people already have in their household, right? It's like, I think the UFC should have went with Netflix, because Netflix would have got them more eyeballs. But again, I personally like this, because now I'm going to be able to watch more fights and not having to pay for all the pay-per-views, because I'm a hardcore fan of the sport, right? So For you guys who are maybe casual fans or you don't understand the sport, it's because you haven't tuned in for years. Because I've talked to people at my work and I go, do you watch UFC? They go, no, I don't watch that. I go, why? They go, because I'm not paying to watch it. And they go, I go, would you pay to watch any sport? And they go, football? I go, no, you wouldn't. You're not going to spend $79.99 every game, or let's say $30 every game, or you can watch all the regular season games. Here's the thing: you're not going to go like if I ask a regular football fan, do you watch football every week? And they go, yeah, every Sunday I tune in. But what if it was the playoffs and you had to pay $70 to watch the playoffs? Every playoff game, you wouldn't tune in to watch the playoffs. You go, whatever, or you find another alternative route to watch it. That's why so many people did the illegal streaming with the UFC. So again, I look at it like that. The reason they're doing this is going to bring more eyeballs to the sport. It's going to bring more casual MMA fans into watching it, and it's just going to explode the sport. Because seriously, why do you guys watch baseball, football, basketball, hockey? Because it's on TV, and you have the ability to watch it whenever you want. You turn on ESPN, they talk about it. You turn on CBS, they're showing a game. When you watch UFC, it's through an app. But they're also going to do fights on ABC, which is going to bring more eyeballs as well. Like I said before, all fights, boxing included, should always be on TV. Not through an app, not through a pay-per-view, but actually available to the general public. Because I know fans, I have friends personally, that used to watch the sport religiously, and then they fell out of love with it because they got sick and tired of spending, at the time I think it was $40 for a pay-per-view. And you're talking 2009, and they were like, I don't watch it anymore. Why? Because of the price. So when the price is now just behind whatever Paramount Plus offers, which is what, like $12 a month, you're going to be able to watch pay-per-views, fight cards, fight nights, and just anything UFC does. That's a win. But I've always heard that Europe and other countries already have it for free. But the UFC and the US has always put shit behind pay-per-view. And I guess the pay-per-view model is kind of going like this, because people are already paying for apps and shit. But again, are you guys excited to watch UFC in 2026 on Paramount Plus? Like I said, I still think it should be on like ESPN or like YouTube or something. But again, I don't think we'll ever have UFC where it's technically 100% free. I really don't know if that's ever going to happen. But again, it's going to be on Paramount Plus, and they sold it for, the deal is $7.7 billion that they just did this deal for. That's freaking crazy ass money. But as a fan of the sport, I'm actually excited to actually be able to watch it just for $12 a month and enjoy the fights. Right? Like I've always said, why is it so easy to access every other sport? Literally, right in front of me. Why is it so easy to tune in and look at the sport? Like they're showing baseball right there. You never see MMA fights on ESPN. They don't show highlights of knockouts or just casual fights. So again, right there, that proves to you that regular sports always takes precedence over the MMA or boxing. So it's a good outlook that UFC is now going to be pushed to the mainstream, more pushed to the mainstream, with it being on Paramount Plus. So that's my take on it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's good for the fighters. I think it's good for the sport because it pushes it to more eyeballs. Because it was right now until 2026 on ESPN Plus, and a lot of people don't have ESPN Plus. And I've heard the people that have ESPN Plus actually have had problems with the streams going down, the streams being messed up, and the streams just being cruddy. And they're not great ass streams. Like sometimes the stream will actually crash. So hopefully something like Paramount Plus can actually implement the things. I don't know even if they do live sports. I don't even know if Paramount Plus has ever done any live sporting events. So we'll see how that goes. But at the end of the day, it's a good thing for the sport to push it more to the mainstream, push it more to the casual fans, because if you get casual fans tuning in and night out to watch it, that's when you grow your fan base. People start understanding the sport more. People start enjoying the sport more. That's like when you first watch football for the first time. You have no clue what's going on, but people enjoy the sport because they've watched it so many times. The same thing with baseball or hockey. The first time I went to a hockey game, guys, I had no clue what was going on. My friend invited me to go see a local minor league hockey game. I didn't know anything was going on, and the more I watched it, the more I understood the game. And now, I'm not like a hardcore fan, but I'll go to a game every now and then and watch it and enjoy it. And it's cool to see those mother truckers beating people up. Those people fight. But when it comes to like MMA, I've been a hardcore fan since like 2001, 2002 when Tank Abbott and Boss Bruton and all these other legends of the game were actually competing at the highest level. So for me, I've always hoped and wished that the UFC or any MMA organization would be on national TV so anybody can watch it. Not just me, but anybody. Like you, your mom, your dad can tune in and start enjoying the fights like I enjoy them, right? And if you guys wonder what I'm doing, I'm currently here at the gym. Just did like a hour of working out down there in the Iron Paradise, and now I'm here doing some cardio before I leave. But I just wanted to shoot you guys and talk to you guys about the new UFC deal. And the UFC deal is actually for $7.7 billion. That's crazy. That is that much money that they got the deal for to stream it on Paramount Plus. I've never personally used Paramount Plus, but again, if it's a good platform to get casual people and just to get regular folks to tune in, I'm all for it. And you don't have to pay for pay-per-view anymore. That is the best thing, is not having to pay for a pay-per-view, because that is the most horrific thing. Oh, you want to watch Conor McGregor fight? You got to spend $80 to watch the fight. That's stupid. It's always been stupid that you want to watch Mike Tyson fight? Oh, well, you got to spend $1,000. It's like, it's so stupid that combat sports for decades have always made people tune in under a pay-per-view model. And that's why a lot of people go, well, I don't tune in because I don't want to pay for it. But what a lot of people are doing is getting all their buddies together and they'll chip in like $10 here, $10 there, and then they'd watch the fight. But a lot of people just don't want to pay for anything, so they go, I'll illegally stream it, or I'll just try to find the videos afterwards to see who won. The same thing with WWE. It's always been that way, under a paywall for their pay-per-views, and it's getting to the point that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to actually pay to watch any combat sport. They want it free, and they just want to pay for maybe like one app, and the app price for like $10 a month, and then they want to watch the fights. They want to watch the WWE, and they want to watch the UFC for one price. They don't want to have to pay for pay-per-view and all this other shit. So again, it's a good deal, I think. Some people are saying it's a shit deal, but it's not. At the end of the day, it's a good deal for casual fans and hardcore fans to be able to watch fights for free. because Europe has done this for years. A lot of countries have done this for years where they go, oh, I tune in every night to watch the pay-per-view fights. And they're not tuning in under a pay-per-view. That is what is the good thing about it, that now America doesn't have to pay for the pay-per-views. And my workout was successful. 23 minutes. And I burned how many calories? Come on, tell me what my calorie burn was. Oh, it's not even going to tell me. Okay. This treadmill doesn't even tell you your calorie count. Whatever. But, like I said, guys, that is what is going on. So if you guys are excited, let me know with a comment down below. And you guys can always subscribe, because I always talk about the MMA, and I always talk about music on this channel all the time. And like I said, this gym is getting super packed and super busy. It's one of those more old school style gyms. But yeah, I just came here because I'm not in town and I wanted to go to the gym. So I'm using this gym of all places to work out. And it doesn't have half of the equipment that I normally typically use. But again, am I good that I gotta go work out? Yeah, absolutely. But again, the UFC will be free technically after you pay for the app of like $10 a month. But again, you're gonna get a free like pay-per-view fights. That's quality right there. That's good quality, that you're gonna get good quality fights under just the app. And you're gonna also get, what else are you gonna get? You're also gonna get the other fights on CBS. Yep. So that is a good thing too. So you're gonna get fights on CBS, which is national TV, and then you're gonna get all the fights on the other platform, which is Paramount Plus. But again, we're just leaving the gym and we're heading out. So with that being said, guys, if you guys are excited for the new deal for the UFC, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys next time. But again, like I said, I'm just actually pumped and excited that the UFC is going to be on no more pay-per-views, because that is what they should have done like 20 years ago. Pay-per-view is what kills the sport, because it can't, I mean, yes, it still grows, but it can't grow when you don't have casual fans. Because if I go to work and I talk about like UFC, or talk about some UFC fighter, most people are disinterested. Why? Because they've never seen it, or they go, I've heard of Conor McGregor, but they don't know who like Sean Strickland are. They don't know who Khabib is. They don't know who DDP is. They don't know these fighters, so it's disinteresting to them, right? If you don't know the competitors, you're not going to tune in. That's just as simple as it is. That is why too many people don't watch UFC, because they go, I don't really know anybody. They only know the Conor McGregor. They don't know Sean O'Malley. They don't know these fighters, so they don't tune in to watch. If you don't know who's competing, why would you tune in? Because there's no interest there. Just like if you watch a football team and you're not into football, and you're watching like the Jacksonville Jaguars, you have no interest because you don't know the players, you don't know the backstory, so you don't tune in and watch. That's the same thing why I think with it being on TV, it's going to be able to be pushed, and then people are actually going to tune in and start watching, because they're going to start understanding, oh, this guy is a badass, or they're going to start understanding the ground game. They're going to start understanding this over that. That is how I really look at it, because like I said, when UFC first got on, Spike TV, people tuned in, and then they started tuning in and watching when they would always have like the fight nights, and they started gathering knowledge. Oh, this is what the ground game is. This is what this is. Everybody knows what fist to face is. Everybody knows what a knockout is. But when it goes to the ground, casual people have no clue what that is. Most people will tune in and go, I don't even know what the ground game is, and they boo because they don't understand it. But if you be able to watch it like every Saturday or every time there's a fight on, you're going to start building that knowledge to enjoy the sport that I enjoy. And I have friends that compete in it. It's not called, for a lot of people, they call it the UFC. It's the UFC. No, it's called MMA, mixed martial arts. That's what it really is. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are pumped about it, let me know, because I've watched Ariel Hawani talk about it, and he kind of says, well, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, right? Same thing with Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub's like, it's bad for the fighters. Shut your ass up. Who cares? Because he's saying now fighters are not going to get pay-per-view like dollars or points, whatever it is. And I'm like, no, but for the fans, it's better, because the fans are going to be able to watch more fights, and fighters are still going to make their money, right? Yes, not every fighter makes billions of dollars, but again, you're going to have more eyeballs, I believe, watching the fights week in and week out. And without pay-per-view, that's why they're going to tune in. But hey, that's just my take on it.